Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
A twisted new season of The Traitors is finally here.
What did I get myself into?
The prize, $250,000.
I'm gonna lie and cheat and do whatever I have to do to win.
If you're gonna come for me, I'll finish you.
Shame on you!
I'm out for blood.
It is like a firing squad. Boom, 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 boom.
Let the games begin. Emmy Award winner, The Traitors. New episodes streaming Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Only on Peacock.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Dominic Carter here with you folks in for the lovely Rita Cosby. Rita remains on vacation this week. I'll be with you tonight and tomorrow night, and Rita is back next week. It's a move that led to costing her life in Minneapolis. Renee Nicole Good, the mom who was killed by the federal agent after veering her car towards him, turns out was an anti-ICE warrior and was part of a group of activists who worked to, quote, document and resist the ICE crackdown in Minnesota. So apparently she moved to the city last year and linked up with the anti-ICE activists through her 6-year-old son's woke charter school. And they actually brag that it puts social justice first. So you want to know what's going wrong in our great country? What school that you know of for a 6-year-old puts social justice first and prioritizes involving kids in political and social activism? That's brainwashing. And so a mother whose child attends the same school is quoted as saying that Renee Good was a warrior and she died doing what was right. That's not factually true. She died doing something very, very stupid. 800-848-9222. We're going to start with your telephone calls right now. And in a moment, we'll let you hear what some of the officials involved have to say. And for the officer involved, he went through a similar situation where a car dragged him. The agent involved, the car dragged him 100 feet, and he had to have 33 stitches. So I see your calls. Let's start with Teddy, line 1 in Yonkers. Teddy, what's on your mind?
Dominic, you're the greatest. Do you hear me, that Sherman? And I'm not saying that on purpose because I disagree with Dominic on a number of things. Dominic, I'm not qualified to make a judgment on this, whether it be pro-ICE or anti-ICE. Okay, I'm not qualified, and I'm not going to make a judgment on it. But just looking at it, you know what I mean? All I know is I saw tonight a doctor wanted to check her pulse, and another ICE agent says, "Get back." That was wrong. Okay, that was wrong.
You sure about that, Teddy?
Yes, he's a doctor. He wanted to check.
Okay, now, do you want to hear the flip side of that, or do you just want to believe what you want to believe?
Dominic, I can talk and I can listen. Also.
Okay, all right. So here's the flip side of that.
Fine.
As you know, there are a lot of nuts in the world. Let's say, for argument's sake, he is a doctor. Let's say he is a doctor, right?
Okay.
If those agents permit that doctor to get involved, they're legally responsible medically for anything that happens there. And we don't know what their training tells them. I'm sure their protocol says they are to wait until emergency medical services arrive. So you see, all I'm saying, Teddy, is this is not Hollywood. You can't go, oh, here's a doctor. Let the doctor treat this individual. What if it turns out, Teddy, that they're not a doctor? Then who's responsible?
All right, but let me ask you the flip side of your flip side.
Okay.
If there is an automobile accident.
Well, that wasn't an automobile accident, but go ahead.
But Dominic, wait a minute. Isn't that analogous to it? If someone gets hurt and there's a doctor on call, it's like being is there a doctor on the airplane? If somebody gets...
Right, but an accident is a different situation. That's not what happened. We had a police-involved shooting. If they permit anyone they don't know to treat this individual and this thing goes left, they're legally responsible. The moment that it's a police-involved shooting, they, whether it's good or bad, the law enforcement officer, they're in full control of the situation. And that's when their protocol has to kick in, Teddy. So we can't, this is not Hollywood. We can't just say, oh, there's a doctor saved her life. It looks really cruel. I'll admit that. To you know, if the individual's a doctor, but they did say that EMS is en route. So, okay, so continue with your point.
All right. I mean, that's all I have to say about that, Dominic. I don't want to, belate the thing and continue back and forth. I don't know. After I speak to you, I'm going to look up on the computer about the legality of it and if there's any problem about it. Let me just say one thing about January 6th, if I may. If you don't want me to talk about it,
go ahead, Teddy.
Continue,
just go ahead.
Okay.
Just go ahead and say it.
Dominic, I'm reading people that were involved in January 6th, and a woman who was conned. She said, I was conned into it, and she said, I was there, and I fell, and they were stumping on me, and she says, there was violence in there, and she was a supporter.
Okay. All right. So what? All right. So Teddy, what is the point you're trying? I'm trying to understand what your point is.
The point I'm trying to make is Trump and his MAGA followers, and you too, are trying to say that January 6th was nothing. Sid Rosenberg, nothing.
Teddy, please don't dare do that. Don't compare me to somebody else.
Oh, I'm not comparing
no, you just did. You just did.
You just did. Said Sid Rosenberg.
So that's a comparison. You named me in terms of criticizing me, and then you compared me to Sid. Please don't do that.
Okay, I apologize.
I'm my own man.
Okay, fine.
I have no idea what Sid said.
Okay,
no idea.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I can't speak.
There.
Okay. So.
A lot of violence, Dominic.
Okay,
a lot of violence.
Okay. Wait, Teddy. You just tied in President Trump with this woman. What does Trump have to do with that woman?
Trump is trying to say, I read the editorial, he's trying to say January 6th was a march.
Okay, so Teddy, wait, Teddy. An editorial, you do understand. I know you understand.
I know what you're going to say.
That's based on opinion. An editorial is based on opinion. That's all it is.
Yeah, I know. But Dominic, I'm basing it on facts. There was a lot of violence there, and no one's going to say anything to me. It's like a mathematical statement. It's either true or false, Dominic, okay? It's either true or false. There is no alternative truth, Dominic.
Okay,
there is no alternative truth.
I never said that there is, and I never said that January 6th was America's best day. I never said that. But the way those poor people were treated afterwards was disgusting.
Oh, Dominic, they weren't treated any differently than criminals, okay? Did you see all the violence there? The breaking of the windows?
Teddy,
the injuring of police?
Teddy.
You hear me, Sherman? You hear me, Sandra? You hear me, Sherman? You hear me, Sandra? Okay, that's all I got to say, Dominic. Hey, have a good night.
All right, Teddy. I hope you let it out. Musa.
I did.
It all came out. You feel better now?
Yeah, and you're still a great guy in my opinion.
Well, thank you. But Teddy, wait. Now, January 6th. Just give me a second here, right?
Okay, I will.
I've been very clear about this, all right? Anybody that threw objects through the window, went inside the Capitol, then whatever happens with the legal system, it is what it is. But to put people in solitary confinement, and I didn't even mention Ashli Babbitt. It's horrible what happened to that young lady, what she was caught up in, and what was swept under the rug as far as her murder, okay, by that law enforcement officer. And nobody deserves that. Nobody, Teddy. And so,
Dominic, if you want to say something about the law enforcement officer, I'll say it's analogous to what the ICE agent did yesterday. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. And
okay.
You don't say. Okay, I'm going to say it's equivalent to
Teddy,
it.
well, wait. Let's look at that for a second here on the Rita Cosby Show. We don't have video evidence to prove what that officer did in the Ashli Babbitt case. And folks, I don't want this to become an hour-long conversation about January 6th and Ashli Babbitt. It's horrible what happened to that young lady. I'm on the record. So, Teddy, you can't compare that to this incident. We have video evidence where this cop did nothing wrong. We don't know about the cop in the Ashli Babbitt case, okay? All we have is his version. So
she, from what I understand, she broke through the window. Okay, she was entering illegally.
All right. So Teddy, so let's look at what you just said. You just said she broke through the window, right? That's not a reason to use deadly force.
Oh.
What we saw in the video is a reason to use deadly force. An officer's life was on the line. He was standing in front of the vehicle. You don't see, Teddy, the two situations there?
Okay, Dominic, what about all of the other officers that were yelling, "Oh, help me, help me." Okay, stop. When they were crushing against the police.
And that's not right, Teddy. Anybody that engaged,
then you make light of it. Then condemn it in the nth degree.
Okay, there you go again, Teddy. I don't know why it is that you feel that I have to rise to your level of condemning something.
Because you have a double standard.
It's not a double standard. Teddy, I just said it's not right, and anybody that engaged in that type of behavior deserved the full weight of the law, which is what happened. But to people that were there just protesting and got caught up in the nonsense and lost, and again, see, you've taken the whole show towards January 6th. I don't even know why you brought January 6th up. Can you tell me why?
Because it means a lot to me.
Okay, but what does January 6th have to do with how this lady here in Minneapolis violated the law and unfortunately made a fatal move that cost her life? What does January 6th have to do with that?
Absolutely nothing. You're right about that. But I had to bring it up, and then they'll have an investigation about what happened in Minneapolis. Okay? And then we'll have to deal with the results of that investigation.
But investigation for what, Teddy? I mean, they're investigating it, but investigate for what? The officer in Minneapolis did nothing wrong.
Okay. I guess, Dominic, that will remain to be seen.
Well, we'll see. But Teddy, thank you for the great call, and I hope that your health is okay.
Yeah, it is.
And I hope your sister's okay. You said she was staying on the main floor.
Yeah, we're dealing with that to the best of our ability. Thanks for being caring, Dominic. You're a great guy. Give me your best to your family, okay?
Thank you, Teddy, and always I send the best to you and your family. Folks, it is time for a break here on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter here with you filling in. We are coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This is the Rita Cosby Show.
And Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby for the remainder of the week. We are taking your live telephone calls, 800-848-9222, primarily on the situation in Minneapolis. And as I said with Teddy, folks, please This is not going to be a show on January 6th. I'm not going there. Let's leave that alone. So I don't want to regurgitate that. I know it was just the anniversary the other day, but we are talking about what happened in Minneapolis. So let's go to Mary in Brooklyn, line 4. Mary, what's on your mind?
Good evening, Mary. I'm going to make it very short, but I hope you understand me. We were children. We would fight between each other, and the kid would say, "He hit me back first." You understand? He hit me back first. In other words, this woman.
I got it, Mary. Wait, Mary, you're going off to a story, and I have no idea the point you're trying to make. It's an analogy as it relates to what?
To Minnesota.
Okay, Mary, calm down. Okay, so you're making a point about Minneapolis, Minnesota. Okay, and what you did wait a minute, you did an analogy about children. What is the point you're trying to make? Because we can't hold on. If I can't understand or comprehend the point you're making, you're wasting your time. What are you trying to show?
I said the analogy is when everybody in Minneapolis is complaining that she was killed. She wasn't killed. They hit back. She started, and they hit back.
Well, she was killed. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, you can't deny. Now, it may have been justified, and it was justified.
She started it.
Okay, all right. So then I don't understand why you got to tell the analogy about the kids, because you lost me there. But okay, all right. Well, unfortunately,
it's so easy to explain.
Okay,
they feel she's right.
Okay,
she didn't. She started it, and then they hit back instead of saying she was hit.
Well, I got it, but it's not that simple of using an analogy about children when we're talking about deadly force and someone that lost their life. She did start it, unfortunately. I don't think she had any idea how far she was going to escalate it. I don't think she had any idea that the agent involved had been dragged 100 yards and received 33 stitches in his arm. I don't think she had any idea that engaging in days-long... Excuse me?
I want to admit that she started it.
Wait, ma'am, your phone is going in and out. What did you just say? I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said the people who are rooting for her, people in Minneapolis, keep on saying as if she's the victim. She was not the victim because she started it.
Ma'am, they're going to say that no matter what. When the investigation comes back exonerating the officer, they're going to say it was murder. So in other words, you can't pay attention to what they say, because no matter what, they're going to spin it, and they're looking for their point of view on this. Thank you so much for the call. Dominic Carter filling in for Rita Cosby, 800-848-9222. Let's go to Mimi, New Hyde Park, line 1. Mimi, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. She was there the whole day.
Wait, who? Wait, Mimi. I'm bad. Wait, hold on, folks. Hold on, Mimi. Folks, you can't come on making these points, and we have no point of reference what you're talking about. We got to start from zero, and you got to identify. Mimi, I'll take your call when I come back. I got to toss to a break now. We've got to identify so I can follow what you're talking about. If you come on and say she who? You have to identify, folks. Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby. We see all of your calls. 800-848-9222. We are coming right back.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Rita Cosby is on.
And Dominic Carter in for Rita Cosby. We were talking to Mimi a moment ago. Let's go back to her. So, Mimi, do me a favor. Take a deep breath and make your comment and tell me the point you're trying to make. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. The person who was shot, the woman who was shot,
okay.
She was driving a Honda CRV. She blocked traffic. That's why the ICE came over to her car. And
she
they told
didn't.
her
No,
to
she
get
didn't
out.
block traffic. She blocked the agents, which is even worse. But go ahead.
Yes, after. But that's why they came over.
We know
They
that,
wanted
Mimi.
to,
Mimi, what's the
you
point?
know-
Mimi, we know what happened. What's the point you're trying to make?
I'm making the point that she was there all day. She was participating in
We already said that, Mimi.
with the other people, and and the officer was right in front of her car, and she accelerated backwards, and then she
Mimi, we know the facts of what happened. What is the point you're trying to make?
I'm telling you that she was an instigator, and I'm just telling you that she was in a Honda, and she did all of that.
Okay, Mimi, we know all of that. Mimi, thank you for the call. Folks, I don't need reporters. That's my job. We've already gone through for days exactly what happened here. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's go to Gino in Providence, Rhode Island, line 5 on the Rita Cosby Show. Dominic Carter filling in. Gino, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Dom? I'm only calling because you're filling in. Listen, a loss of life is absolutely tragic, but you've seen the news. Like, don't interfere with investigations, ICE, all that. You have, chiefs of police saying don't interfere. So as much as I feel bad for the loss of life, but she shouldn't have done that. And she has children, and obviously she was so selfish enough. She didn't think about them when she was doing this. She's not a martyr. And from what I'm seeing on social media, people are trying to make her out to be one, and she's not.
Well, you might as well. You already lost that argument, Gino. She's already a martyr. She goes right down next to George Floyd. They're already doing that. There's nothing you or I. She was wrong. She didn't know that it would end in deadly force, and I'm sure the agents had no idea that it would quickly escalate like that. But this agent had been down this road before, where he was dragged and received 33 stitches, where his arm was locked in the car and he couldn't get it out. It's a horrible situation, and this is why you would think that these Democrat members of Congress would tell people to stop protesting, because it's counterproductive, and you cost this lady her life. You had this agent use deadly force. He's got to live with this for the rest of his natural life, as well as his partners that were there. Nobody wins in a situation like this at all.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for that agent, he's got to live with this for the rest of his life. But guess what? That gives Democrats that incited this, behind closed doors, a talking point. It gives them a reason to speak out, and it's disgusting.
No, not behind closed doors. You're wrong. In full public view. Not only a talking point, it's a smokescreen to get away from the $9 billion corruption scandal in Minnesota. So they're singing "Oh Happy Day." For once they feel they have something to stand on, which is ridiculous. But that's the way that they feel. Gino, thank you so much for the call. Let's go to Joan on line 4, Long Island. Joan, what's on your mind?
Well, two things. What this guy just said reminds me of Ashli Babbitt, who just got swept under the rug, shot in the face, totally unarmed.
Joan, I've said 3 times now that I don't want this to veer off into a conversation of January 6th.
Okay, can I say what I really called about?
Please.
What I called about was our Polish prince, Curtis Sliwa, who always bragged about, he went to Catholic school. So did I. I went to St. Stanislaus in Ozone Park on 101st Avenue.
Okay, Joan, Joan, we're losing. What is the point you're trying to make?
The point is that Curtis sold out New York City to Zorro, and we should start calling him by his evil name, Zorro. Why did you do this, Curtis? He punished us for, I don't know what reason, a personal vendetta against Cuomo. And I'm so disappointed that he did that, because it was not worth it. and he just burdened the city.
Well, Joan, I'm going to try and stick to my principle, my point of not commenting about that candidate. All I'm going to say whenever his name comes up is I'm going to respond this way.
Mr. 7%.
And that says all that needs to be said. Joan, now I'm violating my own principle. Are you, Joan, I don't understand. I'm going to be honest with you. Joan, I don't understand you folks. Did you really believe that nonsense he was talking on the radio every day for years? Did you really buy into that garbage?
No, Dominic, no, I never did. I never did. But
all you had to do, Joan, is look at the finances of the Guardian Angels. That's all you had to do. You start there, you end there. That tells the whole story.
Honey, I never looked at the finances. I never thought much about it. All I know is at the end of the day, I have 2 adult children owning real estate in the city, and they're going to get screwed, and they don't deserve it. They work, they pay taxes, and they're going to be punished.
I don't, Joan. I don't want you to get upset about that because that will never pass muster. I hope, in terms of snatching people's property. Now, Joan, wait. Let's look at the plus. Forget that candidate for mayor. Blaze, one more time. What was that?
Only 7% of the vote.
Ah, okay. So, Joan, let's look at the positive. So you raised your children and 2 of them own real estate in New York City?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful, Joan. Real estate is not easy, especially in New York City. Shouldn't you be patting yourself on the back?
Excuse me, Dominic. All they could afford was a co-op.
Joan, it's still something, correct?
Yes.
And could it be a whole lot worse? Of course it could be, right? They could own nothing.
You're right, but you know what? They both work in the city. They love the city, and they don't want to leave.
Right. Well, I don't want you to get yourself upset, Joan. I do feel bad. I mean, this is why I told you folks in the beginning of the race that I tried my best to help my friend raise money, but this is why I could have never endorsed him. Because I knew, but I can't believe, and being honest with you, and then I'm moving on, I can't believe that you folks bought into that nonsense and really believed that he was a serious candidate with no qualifications. And you call up and you go, oh, he'd be great on crime. Well, what did he ever do to fight crime? Oh, the Guardian Angels. There's 5 members of the Guardian Angels. 5. And I think 3 of them are his family members. And, I feel bad. But if you notice, all of a sudden, he's Mr. Quiet. And because he should have dropped out. He should have listened to the president. He should have listened to the owner of this network, John Catsimatidis. And now he's got nothing but egg on his face and doesn't know his showmanship skills don't work anymore. He's the reason why we got this clown at City Hall. Period. Cuomo would have been better. He would have been better. I'm not saying he's perfect, but Joan, I just want you to calm down and don't get yourself so worked up. Can you please do me that favor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Joan. And I'm sending love to you. And I want you to be proud of the fact that your kids grew up, whether they own a condo or a co-op or whatever, it's still theirs. And it wasn't possible without mom, and that's you. And all of this politics stuff, it is what it is. This is why I say, folks, you don't believe in me. Don't believe in anybody. Believe in yourself. But in particular, don't hold me up. Don't believe in me. But I feel awful because you folks went for this nonsense. He was a showman. That's all he ever was from day one, and a bad one at that. But you went for the nonsense. Oh, theater of the mind. Come on, saying the same things for 30 years. And the truth is, and I'm going to get in trouble with, I see some of our callers on the line, I'm going to get in trouble with Liz in Florida. But the truth of the matter is, his day was over 10 years ago. Period. So I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go to the next call. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see. Norman or Liz? Let's go with Liz, line 1 in Florida. Liz, what's on your mind, Miss Positive?
Hi, Dominic. Well, to Joan, you're a great mom. Your kids have property that they bought themselves,
Absolutely.
whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Great, right? So I wanted to just to say that this woman who got herself killed, she was a mother. And as a mother, I would never and have never put myself in danger, period, because of my children. So she had a 6-year-old son. She could have done things differently and not, went against the law. She could have sent emails, letters, made phone calls. But when you put yourself in jeopardy and put others in jeopardy, you're only hurting your children. Now, like these warriors that they call them, they're being fired up by the left, right? Now, Mamdani, do you remember when he went on TV with his ad and he was telling everybody how to handle ICE and fight back? And I mean, that's what causes havoc. And I have to just say that I'm a big reader, and I just read a book. I finished a book which really upset me, Dominic, because this author, and I just sent an email to this author. The book was great, and all of a sudden she had to stick in her comments, her political agenda, and it destroyed the whole book. And it was distasteful. And she, some Trump derangement syndrome on 2 pages. And it didn't have to be that way. But when you add sentences like that, or you go on TV and say bad things about, the president or the government, it causes animosity and it provokes and it incites hatred to our president and to our officials. So there's no difference between what this author did or those like uneducated students there who were paid, who hate America, who hate Israel, and they cause havoc and riots. So I just wanted to say, that upset me, because I love reading books, and she didn't have to do that.
Well, Liz, what I don't understand is, how could somebody pay that much attention to a politician that you're going to let them egg you into following federal law enforcement officers all day long? You got to know they're going to put your license plate in the system. They're going to know exactly who you are. And at some point, things can boil over, as they did, and boom, then the incident happens. Why would someone put themselves in that type of risk or danger?
As a mom, I can't even explain it to you because it makes no sense. It really doesn't, because I don't know any of my friends who are moms would ever want to hurt their children by doing that. And that's what she did. And look at the end result.
Well, there are those
Very
that would say she didn't know this was going to happen. To which you say what?
Well, you do something, you jump off a cliff. You don't know if you're going to hurt yourself or not, but there's a potential. There's something could happen. If you're going against the law, there's always something that could happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Liz, thank you for the wonderful call. Miss Positive all the time. Are you ever down or negative?
Well, I just read a great book, and then it just it made me upset because I sent her an email, and I haven't heard anything back yet. But keep your political agenda to yourself. Don't ruin it. I mean, it had nothing to do with the book, and it was just thrown in there. And it upset me because they were she was just trying to incite, anger and cause people to, well, maybe she's right, or they look up to an author. But no, it's wrong on all levels. You don't like the president. Okay, you know what? But he's amazing. Look what he's done. They can't even acknowledge that.
Liz,
and
you know none of those
too.
great things count. You know none of that counts. It's just they don't like his personality. Hey, Liz, I'm very late for a segment, but thank you for the wonderful call and for being positive all the time. Thank you so much for the great call. And now, folks, it's time for our Support Our Heroes segment.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And hats off to the U.S. Navy and U.S. Coast Guard, in which they completed the rescue of a distressed woman and child and their pets from a sailboat. Now, this happened last year, and the weather conditions were horrible. And this was 925 miles offshore of Honolulu. But this is to point out of what and again, Liz, thank you for that call, for what our soldiers do each and every day, right? Either abroad or here. So it started with the U.S. Coast Guard undertaking a days-long operation to rescue a mother, her young daughter, and their pets. They were stranded in the Pacific Ocean, and this was during a hurricane. And so the boat is taking on water, starting to go under, and they did not give up. And again, this is 925 miles east of Honolulu from the Joint Rescue Coordination Center. So they didn't give up. Airplane above, they were able to see the flashes that the mom was putting up so that they could see her, and the 7-year-old daughter was waving, and the man that was apparently the captain or whatever the title is of the boat, he had died and was still on the boat. So long story short, they finally got to her and rescued her, and mom and daughter are doing fine. And again, hats off to the U.S. Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy. This is what our armed forces do each and every day. America's heroes need your help. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
It's the Rita Cosby Show.
Dominic Carter here with you great folks in for Rita Cosby. Line 3, Norman in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Norman?
So you love Liz more than me, huh? Listen, I don't blame you, because first of all, I don't blame you. First of all, she's lovely to look at, much more lovely than me. And number two, she enjoys giving you positive messages where I like to terrify you.
Yeah, with alligators and
alligators
no offense,
and snakes
Norman,
and rats and bears
offense,
and things
Norman.
like this.
Hey, Norman, no offense. She's a very good-looking woman. No offense.
Oh yeah, dude, I've had dinner with her. I can tell you, she's a very good-looking woman.
Okay.
Well, not just me and Sandra and Jacqueline and whatever. So anyway, it was a legitimate shoot. I think it was a good shoot. Good is not exactly a happy term, but yes, I think it was a necessary shoot. You don't bring an SUV to a protest. That negates the whole concept of protest. It's a weapon. And keeping a doctor away. Antifa trains people to right away confuse the law officers by saying, oh, he's sick, he needs help, I'm a doctor, and all this sort of stuff. You don't know what's coming up on you. It could be a terrorist. It could be somebody with a grenade. You don't know what's going on. So, the cops and, ICE, they got a protocol, and they kept to it, and that's the cold, hard realities of policing in our world today.
It is. And again, it sounds cruel, but, if somebody has a heart attack or in an airport, a person can assume assume a person is a doctor and allow them to assist. The moment it's a police shooting, as you just alluded to, it's very, very different rules. And, I know it looks horrible to the human eye, but if something goes left with this person that's supposed to be a doctor and you permitted them to treat the person, now you're on the hook and the federal government's on the hook for permitting that to occur. So, hey, Norman, I'm wrapping up this hour, coming right back. So you're done with the alligator stories, correct?
No, I can't talk to you. Look, as necessary, as necessary, and I love when Blaze gives a sound of a grunting alligator in the background and stuff.
Oh boy.
I just love terrorizing you, Dominic. So it depends on the alligator stories.
Oh boy. Well, Norman, thank you for the great call, folks. We see all
You're
your other
welcome.
calls. We are coming back. Dominic Carter in for the lovely Rita Cosby.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.